Good morning, and it's a beautiful sunny day today. This is the third sunny day in a row. Temperature's a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. Yesterday I went to Saltburn with my sister to go and see a nephew, Nathan, and it was absolutely boiling hot. It really was warm, but it was a lovely day out. Everybody was hot and exhausted when we come back, but it's my type of temperature. It got to a high of 28. Look at the blue skies behind us. Now if the UK had a lot more of this, everybody would be much happier. Everybody feels happy, everybody looks happier with the sunshine. It's on the news, it's on everything, so they make such a big fuss about it because it gets to a certain temperature and everybody's happy. So it's a pity they couldn't buy the extra warmth and the sunshine here in the UK. But anyway, I digress. I'm walking down to Redcar again today to go and meet a friend of mine I was in the fire brigade with, and he's one of my regular people that I meet when I come back over here, and we're going for a coffee and we're going to put the world to rights. So yesterday was race day. I was going to try and capture the race horses, but they were at the 5 furlong marker post and I was at 9, so I couldn't get it. But Redcar races certainly brings in a lot of people. It's well attended, and Redcar yesterday was heaving. Now today I'm walking down Redcar again, and the kids are off holiday this week, so fingers crossed Redcar is going to be busy. So I'm in my last 2 weeks. I'll go back to Thailand 2 weeks today, and I've got to say I've been here 3 weeks and I've sort of enjoyed it. It's been good fun. Even the cold weather, it just reminds me of the reason why I left. So what's my future plans by doing that? 2 weeks time, flying back to Thailand for 2 weeks, and then I'll go to the Philippines for a month. So looking back at the UK, I know some people whinge and moan about me doing price comparisons for everything, because it is totally different, the prices for everything in Thailand compared to the prices of everything here in the UK. But some people want to see that, so I try to cater for all tastes, and that's what I'm doing. So I tell people how much it costs for various things here, and people can draw the comparison of what they're paying compared to what you'd pay to live in the UK. In Thailand, I've got to say, knocks the spots off the price of the cost of living crisis in the UK. Everything still goes up in Thailand, but 5% of a small amount is not the same as 5% of a big amount over here. Everything that I spend in Thailand is far cheaper, from housing costs to electricity to water to food. Absolutely everything. There isn't one single thing that's more expensive in Thailand than it is here in the UK. But I'm having a look at the Philippines next. Why am I looking at the Philippines? Because now I've split up. I've become a single person again. I can travel the world. I can go and do wherever I want to do. And in reality, because I've lived in Thailand for 14 years, I've almost seen everywhere. So anywhere that I go in Thailand, I've been there, seen it, done it, got the t-shirt, and it's not as exciting as a new place, is it? So that's why I'm going to the Philippines. I've got a friend who lives there with his Filipino girlfriend. They are my boots on the ground, steering me in the right direction as I do to people who come to Thailand, and that's an invaluable service, because it can save you a pocket full of money, that's for sure. Various scams, various taxis, tuk-tuks, wherever it is that you want to go on. If you know your way around, then that's better for it, isn't it? You will be better prepared. So here I am now back Redcar West Egg Road near the racecourse. They're still getting rid of all the rubbish that's accumulated on the racecourse. I think there's another meeting this week sometime. I don't know. I'm not a race horse follower. So anyway, back to the Philippines. There's a few reasons why I'm looking at the Philippines. The cost of living in the Philippines is comparative to Thailand. There are good things and bad things about the Philippines, but I've heard of many people. It's like everywhere else, you've got to go and find out yourself to see what your own personal opinion is. And that's what my plan is to do. Go and have a look for a month. I may extend it for another month. I'm certainly going to spend my birthday in the Philippines, because I've spent my birthday many times in Thailand. So I'm going to spend my 66th birthday, which is a big milestone for me, because it means as from then I get my pension. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because that's another £650 a month. To me, that's £650 a month more to spend, and that will be on accommodation and holidays, because my fire brigade pension is enough to live on anyway. One of the other reasons for looking at potentially moving over to the Philippines is because I can. Because now I'm not tied up with a Thai girl trying to find your Thai partner, and moving over to the Philippines creates a lot of headaches, and now I'm single again. I don't have that headache. I can move over to the Philippines and start afresh from there. The visas are a lot easier in the Philippines than it is in Thailand. In Thailand at the minute now, there's lots of people complaining about the visa situation, the restrictions. Certainly now they've just started to impose it a lot more. People on tourist visas have to show you've got 20,000 baht, which is about £500. And if you don't have that in cash, they can send you away. Thailand are shooting themselves in the foot. They're going to make people not come to Thailand, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Whereas other countries are more accommodating. And hopefully one day Thailand will learn that lesson. Look after the people who are there. You know, I've been there for 14 years, and I might as well have just arrived yesterday, because you know better thought of living there for 14 years, contributing to their economy, or whether you arrived yesterday. That's my own personal opinion. Also, another reason why I'm looking at the Philippines, a far more higher percentage of people speaking English in the Philippines than it is in Thailand. So communications, problem solving is going to be better, I think. And the final reason for consideration is that because I get my state pension now, is if I have a place that I live in the Philippines, then I get my state pension rise every year, because it's classed as a reciprocal country. Now if it wasn't a reciprocal country, like Thailand, then I don't get me rise every year. So it's frozen at the time that I draw my pension. And you imagine 4 or 5 years at a 3% rise, say 4 years, that's 12% rise. So by doing that, it makes a big difference. So in 4 years' time, potentially, that's half the amount of money that I'll be paying for a rental in some place in the Philippines. Again, I've got lots of numbers to crunch, lots of things to look at, and ultimately it's me and my decision whether I want to go there or whether I don't. But to be bluntly honest, it's looking very favourable because of all of what I've just said. I'll keep coming back to the UK to visit family and friends, and it actually takes longer to fly from the Philippines, where I'll be living or thinking about living, to get back to the UK than it does from Thailand. 13 hours from Thailand back to England, and only works out almost 30 hours. Crazy. The infrastructure, the internet, the brownouts, there's many things goes on in Thailand, in the Philippines. So again, these have to be taken into consideration as well. But the only way you find out for sure is living there for a period of time. I've still got things to sort out in Thailand to cut all the cords, cut all the ties, and sort things out. That should be done by the end of the year. And it just so happens that my state pension kicks in November the 2nd. That's when I get my first payment, and that's when I have a little bit more disposable income. So I think exploratory tours this year, travelling about, and then big decision time next year, come January, February time. So I'm at Tesco's now. This is where I'm meeting my friend for coffee, and then I'm going to have a walk into Redcar and we'll see how busy Redcar is. So I'm down on Redcar High Street now. What a difference the sunshine makes. People having ice creams, the town centre is quite busy. I know the kids are off school and maybe that makes a bit of a difference. But compared to the other day when it was freezing cold, nobody on the high street, and now there's lots of people. Oh, the guy selling the twizzly things, the little snakes. Wow, he's been here for years. I remember seeing him the last time I was here 2 years ago. So I'm going to go have a bag of chips. Bag of chips. Fish and chips. Mushy peas. And a coffee. Great value at £7.50. So the best value fish and chips in Redcar Fisheries, cheapest best value in Redcar, pensioner special £7.50. So this is where it is, right next door to that one. Just literally off the seafront. I refuse to pay £13 for a fish and chips, but at £7.50 I couldn't resist. And it's the first time ever I've got a dispensation because I'm an old age pensioner, OAP special, £7.50. So I took advantage of it. Lovely. So now we're on the seafront, and as you can see it's much busier than it was before. Still not many people at the ice cream stall, not at £3.30. We were at Saltburn yesterday, and the water was absolutely flat calm. There's a little bit of a breeze today and it's a bit chill, well, a lot chillier than it was yesterday, but it's nice and cool. Yesterday it was really warm, probably the warmest day it's ever. Today it's a bit cooler than yesterday. Yesterday was very, very hot. Nice pretty lifeguard. I still wouldn't want to go jumping in the North Sea to rescue anybody, but it's nice that they're on duty, isn't it? As you see, lots of people. Now why couldn't Redcar be this busy all the time? Certainly got enough houses to keep filling this place. Catch one to win. The goldfish. Catch one to win. Candy floss. Very entertained. And the vertical pier, absolutely terrible. Looks awful, doesn't it? People are still saying that they want to have a pier going out to the sea, and I think that would be much better. Who on earth thought that that was attractive? Leave your comments down below as if you think that's attractive. It's absolutely, looks horrible. The only thing I can see, where's all the sand gone? It's the same as like Saltburn the other day. All the sand's gone, it's all rocks now and stones. I remember as a kid playing on that sewage outlet or whatever when the waves used to overflow that. That's the new Regent cinema that's just been built. Obviously all of the windmills, looks like they're putting another windmill up over in the background there. Bit of sunshine makes everybody feel happier, look happier. It's great. That place over there, where the arrow is, that used to be a pub. And the curly bits that are there, I made one of them when I was 16-year-old as a joiner. And it's still there now, still looks good. So you can see all the seagulls looking for the fish and chips. This reminds me of Redcar when I was young. It was always busy, always full. But now there's better places to go, I suppose, because it's cheaper to travel abroad, where you sort of guarantee the sunshine. All the birds having a committee meeting.
Well, I'll do one.